Hey everyone, welcome back to Grateful Off Grid. If you watched our previous video, then you know we were spending time getting all of our columns put up around the shop and the house. And you'll see here we are just finishing up getting the last 3 put in. This is for the end of our covered patio. We also have one more 24-foot beam to place across that end over there. Oh, there it is. And our buddy James came out to help. He actually used to work for us in one of our food trucks and reached out to Kurt with interest in helping him a little bit over the summer on the house. So we gladly accepted the help. And anyway, you see them working hard here, just getting that last beam put into place and everything level and straight. That boom that's on the end of the skid steer, Kurt actually welded that. We bought the plate from an auction, and then he just bought some tubing and welded that together. So if you have interest in knowing more about that, just let us know in the comments. But yep, we're just securing that beam, and then we get to move on to our trusses. This is a huge day for us. We have been waiting a long time to get to the point where our house is physically going up and is not just an idea in our minds. And Truss Day symbolizes so much for us. You know, we're just dreaming about the days that we'll have our family dinners and our gatherings and friends over, and just the peace that our home will bring to us. But in the meantime, we just hope you enjoy the actual physical construction of our house. You'll see here that Kurt and James are working on doing some blocking between the trusses. I just wanted to point out that the trusses got delivered to us out of order. So as you watch the video, you'll see that the trusses are getting shuffled and put up what seems randomly, but it's just because it's how they came and we didn't feel like moving them around 1,000 times. So we just put them up in the order that they came in. But anyways, sit back and enjoy, and thanks again for being here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to kind of hurry.
Look at that, like, funnel right there.
It's coming. Yeah, I'm trying to hurry, but yeah, anything that you can start to put away would probably be a good idea now.
Okay.
Mama.
Hi. I'm gonna go put some tools away so they don't get wet in the rain, okay? You wanna come with me?
Yeah,
I want to get this thing changed down for the little windstorm. Normally I'd put a block right here. You know, I've got my blocking goes right here on the inside. And so since I can't put a block between, I'll just utilize this post and put my purlins right there. Okay, so right now I'm working on putting some blocking between these two trusses that we just put up. This is in between the house and the covered patio section, and this is where we're starting. I wanted to start on the end and just work our way this way, but that truss was underneath these next 5 trusses for whatever reason. So our trusses are kind of, they're a little bit out of order. So I had to start here. So we're going to put this one up, and then we're going to put the next one over, and then work our way that way. So I know it looks a little bit goofy and different than you would typically see somebody run trusses across the building, but it's fine either way. I didn't want to shuffle trusses around and move them, especially being 48 feet and they're already in line. And because we have a good wall to start on, we figured we'd start here. right, so we just got up here and we just braced off just a couple of purlins, made our measurements to make sure that our truss is in the right spot. And we're gonna finish this bay after we get done with the very end truss, which was buried in the middle of the stack. And so right now what we're doing, we put those two up and we just attached a screw to each side, and I'm gonna lower the lift, and then we'll figure out where we max out on our 12 footers here, and then we'll tack them in and create a little cross, little X, and that'll just really help stabilize this. Then we'll work on putting bays up. We'll do another bay that way, and on the next bay we'll do another cross. But I'm going to lower the lift. We just put one screw on each side here, and the lift will tell us exactly when we hit our magic spot. Put these blocks in between the two trusses, gave us a 1/4 inch on both sides, 5.5 inch dimension in between these, and this is 6 inch. So that made it a little easier. Pull it out, now I can tighten it up. All right, so we're just getting our shop all squared up, or not squared, but we're plumbing up our walls. When we set the trusses, the columns moved maybe an inch one way or the other, and our middle one, we ended up having to actually pull it this way, but both of these side ones we're going to pull this way. So we're just pulling it to where we're nice and plumb on both sides, and then we're taking a board and just putting it up and kind of bracing it in to lock it into place there. So we're just kind of doing this before we put all the purlins up on the shop, just to make sure that we can start plumb and straight, and then squaring the roof will be that much easier after everything's up. I'm just putting a purlin at the bottom and halfway up to make sure that our trusses are the right distance apart. And then we're running the rest of our purlins, I could say wild, but we're not marking every single purlin because these are 12 foot on center from column to column. And all of our 2x6s are 12 feet and a half inch. So they're a ½ inch long. And so I don't want to trim all of those a ½ inch off every board. That's just a waste of time. So we're lining up the center of our building, and on the shop we have 5 columns. So we start in the center one and we center that, and then this one goes a ½ inch over center, and then we do a 14, and that still gives us plenty of room to connect to our blocking. On that side I pull in 2 3/4 to center it up in the middle of the truss, and on this side I come in 3 1/4 to account for that extra ½ inch. Line that up here, and then the rest of them we won't check. We'll just send them down the line. If something looks off, then we'll see if we need to manipulate it a little bit. But that's what we're doing now, just coming to the halfway point, straightening out our truss, and then we'll just run the rest of them. What we did on the house when we ran those first 4 bays of purlins is we ran 3 rows, and we started inching over, and so then we cut 1.5 inches off of that 4th row to account for all those ½ inch growths, so that we're not having to waste time cutting every single one to 12 feet. Just wanted to show you a little trick that I'm doing here. This is at the end, and because I built these trusses on the ground where I put my blocking between the trusses and it wasn't level, when this truss just sits, it's off just from that 3-foot section. It's a 3-foot heel, and it's off about, I don't know, maybe a little over an inch or something, where it's just sitting really cockeyed. So I'm pushing it straight and getting it nice and plumb and straight. And I always like to use these clamps. These things are sweet. So you can flip the end around so you can push. And then I'll just put in a little bit of blocking. Get this wedged in here one-handed. Put in, yeah, just a little bit of blocking, so then I can, perfect. You know, I don't have to struggle holding it and pulling and trying to use multiple hands. So keeping one of these close by is super handy for framing, for being able to push and pull trusses around, at least post frame. just got back from going and picking up some more 14 footers, 2x6, and I pulled these out. I backed up really close to the beam here. I pulled those out to see if I would clear it, and it just barely clears. So I'm like, sweet. So I just backed the truck up here, and I'm gonna load these straight off the truck into the lift, and I can finish this last half of the last bay, get all the purlins up. So it's coming along, super exciting.